I loved college. Like I left college to start my business, but I adored it. I mean, I was going to be a professor. That was my track, and I love learning in the structured thing. The most important distinction that I would draw between online courses as we see them structured today and traditional education, like college, is the presence of other people. You know, having an instructor, having engagement with other students, often, you know, in the same room or at least live at the same time. For me, that was one of the most beneficial things. Like, I think about studying philosophy. And the distinction between reading philosophy and engaging and chewing over the concepts with other students in the classroom, they're not comparable. But that said, the ease, the ability that someone has to pull up one of my videos while they're driving, or to, well, maybe not the video, but at least the audio, to pull up the audio while they're driving or while they're on a jog, versus having to show up at class at 3 p.m. and be present, there's no comparison there either. The ease of use makes the online video so much more accessible. And I think you can get a lot of breadth because there's so many different online courses and they're so accessible and they're relatively inexpensive, but the depth isn't always there. So I try to balance breadth and depth when I create content, but I also recognize that I'm going to solve a single problem at a time. And so that's about as deep as I can take it without actually being one-on-one and understanding, like in a coaching capacity, what your unique situation is or what your client's unique factors, their history, the things that they're really bringing to the table are. So you have to create it a little bit more general so that everyone can benefit from it. But the invitation is, of course, that anyone that watches any of your online courses or your online videos can go deeper after they have access to the information that you've shared. When I started my YouTube channel, I had absolutely no idea how far it would go. Even before I had the television show that I'm working on right now, which I can't share too much about, other than it's with a major network and that they found me through my YouTube channel. But I've been approached multiple times through different casting agencies. Like the size of the opportunities that are available to me, even in the last couple days, I've been contacted by some huge production companies for some really large scale opportunities. So hopefully we'll see how that all plays out. But even before then, the level that I thought I was going to reach when I thought I was going to be a professor, then the level that I thought I might reach as a coach and when I started my coaching practice, then the level that I realized I could reach after I started a YouTube channel, it's been exponential. I mean, already I have made more impact in the world than I think I ever would have as a professor, as a lecturer, as a speaker. The amount of money that I've been able to generate, the income, the quality of life that I've experienced far exceeded where I thought I would be. I mean, even in my early 30s, I'm doing more, creating more, and having a larger impact than I thought I would be by the time I retired. I came about a video by Frank Kern, actually, who was talking about imagining your ideal day. And he said, you know, do you want to be by the beach? Do you want to be like, what's your ideal day? And I started letting the vision sort of percolate in myself. And I had a vision for a bedroom with floor-to-ceiling windows, with a bed tucked in, with a bathroom in a U-shaped turn, and then the closet right behind it. And I remember even in the vision not loving where the closet was placed, thinking I would have liked, if I had had control over this, I would have made it a little bit different. And I thought this was being a little silly because it was just a vision that I had. But I always envisioned myself, the vision always came to me with me wearing like a salmon colored outfit, coming over to these floor to ceiling windows with a tree outside. And I knew that I was like within a drive to the ocean, but not near the ocean. And I thought nothing of it. I totally tucked it away. I got the TV show. We decided to move to Los Angeles from Chicago, and we rented this house. And I was walking down the hallway wearing my salmon-colored bathrobe one day, and it hit me that I was here. This is the tree that I saw in that vision. The bathroom is over there. Like, I completely manifested this house, or at least I saw it intuitively. I envisioned it. I knew that it was going to come to me. And I didn't even recognize it when we rented it. We were already a month into the lease when I put two and two together and realized, like, here I am, I'm in the house that I saw in the vision. And there have been a number of other things, and I think that for me, part of what's made me successful in my career has been putting my best work out there and just allowing other people to see what I was creating without necessarily creating it in order to get a specific outcome. I was creating it for the person who I was serving, you know? I didn't make any YouTube videos hoping to get a television show. I made YouTube videos for a YouTube audience and for the person who I envisioned needed to get that content and needed it to be quick and effective and interesting, so they'd watch the whole video and maybe buy a course because it was going to take them even deeper into that. But I never made a video thinking this is my tryout for having my own television show one day. I put good content out there. People saw it. They saw other opportunities that were right for me, and they contacted me, and then I landed those opportunities, and then more opportunities came as a result of that. If you're feeling inspired and you want to get started, the best advice that I can give you is start to chunk down the problems that you solve for people and the things that people want to hear from you, the things that you're an expert on. So in order to get started, first get clear on what it is that you can talk about and where people can appreciate and benefit from your expertise. It's usually a lot smaller chunks than you're thinking. It's not solve all of the problems related to this subject, it's solve the one specific hiccup that someone is staying up late, ruminating on, wondering what the solution is, and you have that solution. For me, it was turn on the camera, start talking. It did not look back. I did not overly edit the videos. I've had other coach friends of mine who are trying to get on YouTube make the same video 40 times, ruin a whole weekend trying to get a single video. Don't aim for a perfect video, aim for good enough, publish it, and improve on the next one. Never, ever, ever look backward. I will hardly ever record a video more than once. If it is good enough, it is complete, it is out the door. I will worry about making the next one even better as opposed to making this one perfect. Don't make perfection the enemy of completion. If you're not at least a little bit embarrassed of the work that you're putting out, then you're probably waiting too long to publish. And then getting really clear on solving people's problems. I think this is the core idea behind everything that we do on the internet is we're here to solve people's problems. We may have a lot of different creative solutions and things that they've never even thought of. That the how doesn't matter so much as the what. What is the problem that you're capable of solving? And then create content or create materials that solve it. And then solve the next problem and the next problem and the next problem. And appreciate how valuable it is that you're solving people's problems. It's so valuable. It's valuable to them. It's valuable to the world when you solve people's problems. Or when you help people solve their own problems. One of the things that interests me the most about what I get to do and about running an online business is the degree of control that I get to have over my life. I get to decide when I work and how many hours I work. And don't get me wrong, sometimes that means working way more hours than I probably would have ever worked for another person. But the power to not have to drive to an office and be at the whim of anyone else, be even at the whim of traffic. When you taste that, and you can actualize and express yourself in a way that you've never been able to before because you're in the driver's seat. It can be scary at first. It definitely was for me. I did not know how to deal with all of that power. You know, it's true what they say, with great power comes great responsibility. Suddenly I had a degree of control and power over my own life that I had never enjoyed before. And once you have that, there's no going back. Because ultimately, what is satisfying and what is pleasurable for a human being is being able to make your life fit you, to build your day around your schedule, your children, your wants, needs, desires, what is pleasurable for you. We're not going back to the way that we did business before. And thank God, how many miles I have saved, how much fossil fuels have I saved by not sitting in traffic going to an office? I mean, it's not to say that the internet doesn't require electricity and fossil fuels and all that. It does. It's not, my job is not carbon neutral. But the impact that it has on the environment and the amount of control that I can exert over that is massive. The impact that it has on other people who don't have to drive to meet me at an office is massive. The impact that I can have on my own life and therefore take even better care of myself and prioritize my well-being, which then allows me to show up as even better and brighter and a bolder example for the people who I do serve. This is the way that we are ushering in the next era of how we work, of how we serve, of how we play. And having the tools that the internet provides and are getting easier and more accessible and cheaper every single day is how we are going to get there.